Continue the conversation now on those deadly wildfires. California Attorney General Rob Bonta joins us now. Good morning, sir.
Attorney General Bonta, thank you for being with us today. Last night, Governor Newsom called for an investigation into the water pressure crisis. He notes this, he tweeted this on Friday. I'm calling for an independent investigation to the loss of water pressure to local fire hydrants and the reported unavailability of water supplies from the Santa Ynez Reservoir. We need answers to ensure this does not happen again, and we have every resource available to fight these catastrophic fires. What can you tell us about that investigation, assuming it is your office that will take the lead on that?
The governor is initiating that investigation, and I think it's appropriate to get at root causes for any challenges, obstacles that we've had in our responses to the wildfires in Southern California, and to make sure that we fix things going forward. Now we're at our best and can deploy all resources and assets at the capacity needed when needed. So the governor is leading on this one, and I think it's appropriate.
Attorney General, the devastation is unlike anything we've seen, and I have a number of good friends who are in space close to where the fires are, and their concern is water issue control. Give us the latest update of where things are right now, how the response effort is progressing, specifically with respect to containment in the Palisades, et cetera. Because I think, for a lot of us folks here on the East Coast, in the middle of the country, we're just getting a little bit here, a little bit there. What's the picture as we wake this morning and are concerned about our good friends and families and neighbors out in California, in the LA area?
Well, first, let me say I'm sorry for all of the loss and devastation and suffering that our fellow Californians are experiencing in the Southern California area who are touched by the fires, who have lost homes. People have lost lives. They've lost their belongings. They're devastated. And we have loved ones like you who are worried about your friends, family. I'm in that boat as well, with a daughter in college there, and team members on my California DOJ team who have lost their homes and been evacuated and been displaced. So many of us are touched by this, and it's an important time to do what we're doing, coming together, lifting each other up, having each other's back, taking care of one another, leaning in. And, can't give enough credit to our first responders who are on the front lines, risking their lives, their health, to save the lives and support the health and save the property of others. We're making progress. Some early reports this morning. Palisades fire, after being 0% contained yesterday, is now, I believe, 8% contained. The Eaton fire, 3%. All progress is good. We want to be moving in the right direction towards containment, towards tackling these fires and getting them under control. These are fires that we've never seen before, with winds that were spreading them and fueling them in ways we haven't seen before. So we're doing what we need to do. Can't come fast enough, but the marks of progress are there, and those are good signs.
Attorney General, I just want to draw our attention to some communities that I fear have not gotten enough attention in all of this coverage. First, this from Reuters. You have Black and Latino families who've lived in Altadena for generations. Many residents told Reuters they were concerned that government resources would be channeled towards high-profile areas popular with A-listers, while insurance companies might shortchange less affluent households that don't have the financial means to contest fire claims. So you have those middle-class Black and Latino families. I want to talk about them. I also want to talk about some of the undocumented population in LA County, as you have Leon Krause writing in the Washington Post, who will rebuild Los Angeles. Immigrants to those communities, what can the AG's office do to make sure that they get proper access to resources, to information, and that they are remembered in all of this?
Absolutely, and it's so important to support, lift up, and prioritize and center our communities who are often disadvantaged, who are often closest to the challenges, suffering the worst, overburdened, under-resourced, and make sure that they get what they deserve under the law. So our role is to make sure that the law, including equal application of the law to all, with no preferences based on income or race, is applied, and that there is uniform treatment across the board. And that means when it comes to insurance, when it comes to rebuilding, when it comes to relief, when it comes to government services, government programs. There's no such thing as people who are first in line because of their income or because of their race or because of their zip code. That's wrong. That's not who we are in California. That's not how we do it. That's not how the law works. And my office will ensure that that happens. And so absolutely critical to make sure that those who are suffering often the worst, and all those who are suffering from these devastating fires receive the services they need. Important steps being taken, as you were mentioning earlier in your program, from our insurance commissioner to provide a moratorium on any cancellations or non-renewals. So the insurance is there. This is why people pay their premiums in case there's an unexpected disaster. They need the insurance now. Now it's time for the insurance companies to step up, not cancel, not non-renew. It's important for California to provide resources, for the federal government to provide resources, for the county and city. This is all hands on deck. Everyone leaning in and helping exactly those communities you've just referenced.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta, thank you so much for being with us.